Okay, so I'm quickly going to go over everything that was shown on the PlayStation Showcase last night and give my sort of thoughts. First off, we were shown with the new game Saros, which is the sequel to Returnal. This looks like an interesting game, but I never played Returnal, so I'm not too interested in that, but it does look pretty fun. Next, we were shown ZA/UM's Zero Paradise, which is the same creators as Disco Elysium. I've never played Disco Elysium, but this looks like a nice little indie game, which I probably won't actually play, but it's good for whoever's interested. Next, we had Microsoft's Flight Simulator. It's good to see that more Xbox games are coming to the PlayStation, and I'll be honest, I've always liked the look of these flight simulators. They always look really, well, real, but I don't think it's one I'll be picking up myself. But it's good to see that Xbox is bringing more games over to the PlayStation. Then we got a Battlefield 6 campaign trailer. I'm actually really interested in this. I never played the beta for Battlefield 6. It's probably not going to be a day one get for me, but I will play this game sometime this year because it does look pretty good. And I feel like it's been a while since I played an FPS game, and I think it's probably about time. Then we got a Deus Ex Remastered. This was a bit out of nowhere. To be fair, this game got announced for the PlayStation catalog last month, I believe, which was just the normal Deus Ex, and now we've got this remastered. Nice little surprise from nowhere. I've never actually played any of the Deus Ex games, but for a fan of the games, this is great for everyone else. Now coming up to Halloween, we've got a Halloween game coming out. This looks pretty interesting if you want to go and play this with your friends. I don't really play multiplayer games anymore, but this looks fun to play. I'm not sure if this actually looks like the Friday the 13th game, but it's a 1 versus 4 kind of simulator where you go around as either Michael Myers or the 4 survivors and try and basically get away or at least delay getting killed from Michael Myers. This looks like a fun game, don't get me wrong, and I wish I was into horror stuff more because this does look, like I said, fun. It's great for everyone else, and of course it's great because Halloween's just around the corner. Then we got a game called Fantasy Lost Epoch. Not too sure what to think about this one. We didn't really get much information, but we'll see that later down the line, I'm sure. Next we got a 7 Deadly Sins game. I actually like the anime for this, but I probably wouldn't play the game. But it looks interesting though. It's an open world RPG where you go around as Tristan, and apparently it's got a story of its own which is tied to the anime, I believe. Correct me if I'm wrong. But yeah, it looks like an interesting game. I probably won't play it myself, but it does look nice. Then we got the announcement that Mega Man is coming to the new Sonic Racing game. That's good for all Mega Man fans. Gonna hold my hands up. I've never played a Mega Man game before. I'm sorry, but that's cool for all the fans. Then we got a release date for the new Neo 3 game, which is gonna be coming out in February. I played Neo 1, and I did like what I played of that. But then for some reason I stopped playing it, probably because something else came out. I might play this 1 year down the line. We'll see. But it's good that we got a release date for that. Then we got another remaster announcement with Dynasty Warriors 3, which is cool to see, but we're getting more remasters just out of nowhere, which apparently comes out in March 19th next year. I've played some Dynasty Warriors games, but I'm not one that goes around going to get every entry in the list, so I've played a couple of these games. They're quite fun. Then we got a Code Vein 2 release date. I only played the demo for Code Vein 1. Did like what I played of it, but again, it's just one of those games that went to the backlog and I've never played it again, but apparently this is coming out on January 30th of next year. Then we got a reminder that the Final Fantasy Tactics game is coming out September 30th. I've never played a Final Fantasy Tactics game, and I really like the Final Fantasy games, and apparently it's all voice acting now as well, so this is probably one that I should really check out. Then we got to look at the game called Let It Die Inferno, which is a sequel to Let It Die. Never played that game, but this game looks absolutely nuts. I was watching this trailer thinking, what the hell is going on here? I have no idea. Even the guys who were presenting this were that enthusiastic. I was just like, okay, nice, looks fun. Probably never play it myself. Maybe one day, who knows, but good for the fans of this game. Then we got a game called The Endless End, which is a side-scrolling Metrovania sort of game. I thought God of War side-scrolling game was going to get announced, but okay. I never usually play side-rolling games myself. Probably a thing that I should do because I know there's a lot of good ones out there. But this is good for all you sort of fans of that genre. Now, one I am interested in, which is Crimson Desert, which has now got a release date for next March. This game looks massive. This game looks like so many different games mashed into one, and I'm all here for it. It's either going to flop really heavy because there's so much in this game, or it's going to be really good. I'm hoping for the second one that it's going to be really good because, to me, this looks really, really beautiful. I'm excited for that one. Then we got announced some wireless speakers, which they probably shown off for about 2 or 3 minutes, which I was like, okay, I mean, cool, you've got some nice wireless speakers here. They do look cool, like you can do different ways of tilting them. Not bothered. gonna be honest. Then we got a God of War controller, and I'm not gonna lie, I got a bit hyped. It said God of War 20th anniversary, and I was thinking, following this, we're gonna get a new God of War game or a remaster of the God of War. Then the PlayStation Studios logo drops, and I thought, well, this is the follow-up to that, so it's going to be a God of War game. We only heard mutters of a voice, and I thought, this is either Kratos and he just sounds a bit weird, or it's something else. It was something else. Something that I've been waiting for so long. PlayStation graced us with the trailer that just blew my mind, which is the new Wolverine game. We've been waiting for this for so long, and this trailer was absolutely beautiful. I'm so hyped for this game now. My hype was like down here for it because we haven't heard anything for so long, and now we just see this trailer and we see how gory it is. I love the voice act. I think it's the same guy from the Spartacus series. Never watched Spartacus, but I knew I recognized his face. This trailer just made me hype for this game so much more. Glad how brutal this game is. You see his claws going through heads. Just gore. And I'm like, oh yes, this is what we needed. We get to see some familiar faces. We get to see some more combat, to see that you can ride a motorbike, which is obviously Logan's like trusty vehicle. And I've just got so much more hype for this game than I did in like the last year. We've been seeing leaks for this game with footage, and everyone's just been going, oh, this looks really horrible. Obviously, because it's prototype sort of stuff, it's not gonna be a finished product. Bear in mind, this has still got months before this comes out. It's going to look even better again, hopefully. And my anticipation for this game is now really up there. I didn't think it was going to be this gory, and I'm really open to see what this game has to offer. I'm sure the story is going to be absolutely brilliant, and I'm sure the customization with all your different suits and that is hopefully going to be good. You see that he goes around in a checkered flannel sort of suit with a hat on. Then you see him with the classic Wolverine look with his yellow suit. And then you see him with like his fur coat sort of on. These are all be different outfits, and I'm sure we'll have so many more outfits like we did in the Spider-Man games. And I'm just really can't wait for this one. This might actually be a game where I pick up the collector's edition if it looks any good, because the collector's editions of the Spider-Man games came with like statues of Spider-Man and like statues of Spider-Man and Venom. And I think they look really cool. And if it's anything like that, even if it's maybe a mask, I might get it. I'm just being really overhyped at this game at the minute because it's still fresh in my memory. But yeah, obviously the most hyped game for me there was Wolverine. It probably is for everyone else, but it wasn't a bad state of play, I'm going to be honest. It was probably above average because of that Wolverine. It probably would have been average if it wasn't for Wolverine, but it's probably above average or quite up here because of Wolverine. What did you think of this PlayStation state of play, and what was your favorite game from it? Let me know in the comments. I'm interested to hear.